Good morning, dear students. Welcome back to our lesson Life Processes, which is the first lesson from the biology. Here, I have let you know already the meaning of life processes. We had a lot discussion in our class. Okay, and this is the online video lecture which I am sending you now. So I hope you all will pay attention and you will listen it very properly, you will observe, you will watch it very properly, and if you will be punctual and regular in all these things, then I don't think so you will have to worry in future. So please, whatever the videos I'm going to upload for you, please go through them regularly, watch them. It is going to help you a lot. So let us start the further topic of this lesson, that is life processes. Students, we have seen the definite meaning of the life process means what, as well as what are the life processes important in our life. After it, I let you know the meaning of photosynthesis process. Then photosynthesis, what are the essential factors needed for the photosynthesis, and how exactly the photosynthesis process is taking place. What is the role played by the stomata here, what is the structure of the leaf, that everything we have seen. And I would like to go ahead now for you for the importance of the photosynthesis, why photosynthesis is needed. So here in today's session of this life processes, I am going to explain you why photosynthesis is needed. Okay, so here in this slide you can see there is a maize which is producer, and there is a primary consumer who is depend on the maize for the food. After it, on this primary consumer, the secondary consumer is depend, means lizard is going to have this insect, the insect is going to have the maize, and for this lizard the snake is going to make a food. Okay, so this is all about the food chain. See students, this is the food chain. Okay, so what exactly happened, how the photosynthesis is related with this food chain. Students, as I have said you, photosynthesis is followed by the means autotrophic mode of nutrition, and in autotrophic mode of nutrition photosynthesis playing an important role. Photosynthesis is a process in which plants are preparing their own food by using the inorganic compounds, the simpler inorganic compounds such as carbon dioxide and water, and they are making them complex like glucose, along with a very life sustainable gas which is essential, which is needed for us, and that is oxygen, along with a large amount of energy. So energy is in the form of glucose, which is stored into the form of starch into the plants. So here I am going to talk to you about the food chain. This is the food chain, means all the animals are depend on each other. So here, what is the first importance we can say, or the first function of the photosynthesis, that it provides the food. All animals depend upon the plants for the food, right? Because plants are only preparing food, plants are only following the autotrophic mode of nutrition. Auto means self, and trophic means food, means plants are only preparing their own food, and the plants and the other animals, okay, and the other animals are depend on the plants for their food, means herbivores we can talk. Okay, herbivores are depend on the plants for their food, and together form the, so the plants and other animals together form the food chain, as they are dependent on each other for their survival. Okay, they are using, first herbivores are using plants, then carnivores are depend on the herbivores, and whenever the carnivores are dead and decay, on them the microorganisms are depend. So this is all about the food chain. Bacteria and fungi obtain their food from the decaying organic matter, which is actually the highest, we can say. These are unicellular, or we can say these are microscopic microorganisms they are called, but they are going to play an important role into this food chain. So basically I would like to know you that photosynthesis is a process through which the all organisms who are depend on the plants are getting food. Means the first point, the importance of the first means importance of the photosynthesis, that it is providing food. For example, here's corn, then rat, snake, hawk or the grass, insect, frog and the snake or peacock. So these all are this is all about the food chain, and this is all about the importance of the food chain. So we'll go ahead now on which factors. There are some factors which are responsible to have photosynthesis, or factors on which photosynthesis is depend. So here students, we are going to talk about some factors on which the photosynthesis is depend. See a student, light intensity and carbon dioxide concentration. I would like to know you, if photosynthesis increases with the light intensity up to certain limit only, and then it gets stabilized at the point that is 0.02% of carbon dioxide. Means here I would like to know you that if the sunlight is increases, the photosynthesis is increases, but it is up to certain limit. After that, photosynthesis is remaining stable, it is being very constant, and the same is for the CO2 concentration. Means we may feel that if the concentration level of the CO2 is increased into the atmosphere, then the photosynthesis process will get increased, but it is also up to certain limit. After that limit, the photosynthesis is being very constantly. Okay, photosynthesis does not increase after that limit. Okay, so here I would like to know you the first two important external factors on which the photosynthesis is depend. That is, photosynthesis increases with the light intensity up to certain limit. After that, photosynthesis is being stable or constant. Like carbon dioxide also, at this point the CO2 concentration is increased, the photosynthesis also increases. Further, then photosynthesis is stabilizes, or it's being very constant. So these are two major factors on which the rate of the photosynthesis is increased. Okay, or rate of the photosynthesis is depend. So this is the third one, external factor on which the rate of the photosynthesis is depend, that is temperature. The rate of the photosynthesis increases with rise in temperature, and this rise occurs up to the optimum temperature of 35 degrees Celsius, after which the rate falls and stops above 40 degrees Celsius. What is it making any sense, students? Means as the temperature is increases, the rate of the photosynthesis is increases. But here also there is a certain limit for the temperature increment. Means what happen if the photosynthesis is above 35 degrees Celsius, okay, it above 35 degrees Celsius, then the rate of photosynthesis is going to be decrease. Okay, it is going to be decrease, it's not going to be increase. And after 40 degrees Celsius, the rate of the photosynthesis absolutely stops, or we can say photosynthesis stops. Can you know me, students, what is the reason behind it? Why photosynthesis is getting stopped after 40 degrees Celsius? The photosynthesis up till 35 degrees Celsius is increasing. After 35 degrees Celsius, the rate of the photosynthesis is getting reduced. Okay, and after 40 degrees Celsius, the photosynthesis absolutely stops. Okay, and I would like to know you the reason behind it is the enzymes which are present into the leaf of the plant, which are essential to make the process photosynthesis easier, that enzymes are getting dry up, or that those are getting vanish, and this situation is not suitable to have a photosynthesis, and so that the process of photosynthesis is getting stopped after 40 degrees Celsius. So this is the third most important external factor on which the photosynthesis rate is depends. Thank you. Later on, the another external factor on which the rate of the photosynthesis is depend, that is water content. See students, if the scarcity of water is due to the reduced absorption from the soil or due to the excessive loss through the transpiration, Students, I think while explaining you the stomata, I have already let you know the importance or the function, proper function of the stomata, that is exchange of gases like oxygen and CO2 as per the need of the plant, as per the need of the plant. Meanwhile, there is one another function of the stomata is the transpiration, means the excess of water is getting loose by the stoma or by the stomatal pore. Okay, so what happens here, the transpiration reduces the rate of the photosynthesis, because if the stomatal pores are open during the daytime for the rate of the photosynthesis to increase, then what is going to be happen, due to this open stomata, the rate of the transpiration is going to be increase, and because of it or due to this process, the plants may be in need of the water by decreasing diffusive capacity of CO2 intake due to the closure of the stomata. So if there would be scarcity of the water, then the rate of the photosynthesis is going to be reduced, and if the scarcity of the water is more, then the rate of the photosynthesis is going to be reduced, and so that water is also playing an essential role into the process of the photosynthesis. Later on, students, we will talk about the internal factors which are responsible for the photosynthesis. Okay, here we have talked about some external factor such as sunlight, then we have talked about CO2 concentration, then water and temperature. Those all factors were we can say those were external. Okay, so here are some internal factors on which the rate of the photosynthesis is depend, and what are those? So here students, I said you chlorophyll is one kind of pigment which is present into the chloroplast. Students, last year we had lesson the structural and functional unit of life is a cell. Okay, the fundamental unit of life is what? Cell. So in that cell, a single celled organism can survive because of the presence of some important cell organelles in it, and due to those cell organelles the life is possible that we have seen. So here what happens, there is one important cell organelle present into the plant cell, and the name of that cell organism was plastid. Okay, plastid or chloroplast we can say. So here is the one important cell organelle called as a chloroplast, and that chloroplast contain pigments that is called as a chlorophyll. Okay, if the number of chlorophyll pigments are less into the plant, then the rate of the photosynthesis is going to be reduced, and the reason behind the less chlorophyll is that plants may have not got the proper amount of nutrition. So if plant is getting a proper amount of nutrition, the number of pigments of the chlorophyll will be more, and eventually it is going to be increase the rate of the photosynthesis. Okay, so because these chlorophyll pigments are actually helping to absorb the sunlight which is getting from the sun, they are trapping the sunlight, and the further process is running ahead because of this pigment. So these pigments are playing an important role and that is chlorophyll. So then second most important factor about the internal factor we can say, that is protoplasm. So as you are knowing, cytoplasm, you have seen there is a cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus, cell organelles, that everything we have talked about in class 9th. You have all seen all those we can say we have seen all those things which were basic related to the cell. So here protoplasm means cytoplasm. So what happens if there is a dehydration of this cytoplasm or the protoplasm, for some reason reduces the rate of the photosynthesis. Similarly, the accumulation of carbohydrates, sugar and starch also reduces the rate of the photosynthesis. See here, I would like to explain you in detail is that if there is a protoplasm, okay, and if this protoplasm means actually a jelly like substance, or we can say a liquid substance in which all the cell organelles are surviving. Okay, and a lot of liquid should be present for the survival of those cell organelles. Understood, students? And those for their survival the liquid medium is needed. If this cell is getting dry up, then cell organelles may die. it may cause the death of the cell organelle, and eventually it is going to lead the death of the cell. So dehydration of this protoplasm may lead to the reduced rate of the photosynthesis. Okay, and the another reason is that if the photosynthesis has already taken place and plant has already prepared starch in it as a stored food, because we are knowing, students, plants are using the simpler inorganic compounds, those are called as a carbon dioxide and water, and that carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll prepares the food that is called as a glucose. Okay, and various glucose molecule combines together to form a starch that is called as a the polysaccharides, we can say. So these polysaccharides are present if already this starch is stored into the plant body, then also the rate of the photosynthesis is going to be reduced. Okay, later on, the another factor on which the rate of the photosynthesis is depend, that is structure of leaf. Students, I already let you know, I had brought in the class some leaves and I showed you its surface, which is covered by the cuticle, and below it upper epidermis, then chloroplast, then veins, then palisade cells, spongy mesophyll, then stomatal pore, lower epidermis, guard cell, everything we have gone for it. So if the thickness of the cuticle, the distribution of the stomata, and the size of the leaf influence the amount of light and the amount of CO2 entering the leaf. As we have seen, leaf is the structure of the leaf, it's the only the largest part of the plant body, and this largest part is designed to trap the sunlight. Means sunlight would fall on those leaves and the leaf would undergo the process of the photosynthesis, so that it is called, it's thin, it's very thin, and so that it is called as a leaf blade or the lamina. Means sunlight should fall on the large surface area, and so that leaf can undergo the process of the photosynthesis. Okay, so leaf structure is matters a lot. If leaf would be thick or leaf would be of small size, then sunlight may not fall in it, or carbon dioxide also may not get absorbed by the stomatal pore. So if the leaf will be bigger in size or extra large in size, then that is going to be affect on the rate of the photosynthesis. So here is all about the factors on which the rate of the photosynthesis is depends. We will go ahead in our further class for the human digestive system. Thank you so much.